lectures of this afternoon. And again, write down your questions. We're going to have a Q&A afterwards. But yes, no introduction needed. You guys can welcome up Dr. Kobashi.
Okay. Takes time. Oh. So what are the three themes, three pillars of the true parent theology?
Relationship.
Well, first one is?
Parents or relationships.
With parents.
Could you repeat again? What did you say?
Relationship between heavenly parents and true parents.
And?
Relationship with true parents and I.
Yeah, so far I explained this, and this is what, yeah. Okay. Okay, here you go. So this is what, you read this twice as of now, but you can read again, because what Mother said here is about those two first themes, relation between true parent, heavenly parent and true parent and other human beings. Can you read?
I have been saying we need to know the truth about God, the Creator. God created Adam and Eve and gave them a growing period. Within a given time, Adam and Eve must grow in absolute oneness with God. God is incorporeal. God has no body. So God's dream is to create humans and bless them on the day they have grown up so that God can become the true parent of humankind. In other words, God's dream is to become the ancestor of humankind, to have children and love them.
So we are here, right? So we have now true parents. So this is basically what she's been teaching in the past 12 years. You understand clearly now, right? Yes. Right? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the third theme is relations between true parents, words and I. Okay. So father was born 1920, and first book of the principle, which is 원리 원본, original text of the principles published 1952. It took him 1 year to write down. This is still exists. This exists with his autograph. These are the main incidents between father's birth until the publication of the first principle book. Have you heard that father went to the spirit world for 43 days? Have you heard that?
Something like
Yes, he did. I don't know. Every day he came back, and next day he went to the spirit world again, or he did continuously. I don't know. But that was important incident in true father's life course. And have you heard what he did? He wanted to confirm with God, Satan, all religious leaders, if what he found was truthful. And finally, you heard first in the beginning, even God and Satan said no. But in the end, Father was, what Father found was confirmed as truthful. Please learn it more precisely. Anyhow, my question is, when you guess he went to the spirit world? Maybe you didn't know even that he went to the spirit world for 43 days. So the first time you think about that, but Hunnam. Why?
I don't know. I heard stories of sleeping with his eyes open or something.
You heard something? Okay. He thought he went to the spirit world for 43 days during. It's kind of hard, I think. Yeah. He had to do a labor job every day.
For 43 days straight?
I don't know. Every night for 43 days? Okay. Any other ideas? Okay.
While he was writing the only one book.
43 days. Oh, okay. That's a good guess.
After meeting Jesus.
Huh?
After meeting Jesus.
Okay, here, right? Okay.
During the point where he's in business school, the 1938 to 1941.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Why? Just a guess?
I just remember your two fathers around the age of 26-ish when he like supposedly reached perfection.
Oh, I see.
And that's like where he like the truth of God was like revealed to him or something like that.
Okay.
So that's my guess.
All right. Any other idea? Okay. So again, you need to think all the time. Why? Why? Being faithful. Otherwise, there's no, I can say, growth in your life of faith. Now, before I give you the answer, I want to read a couple of further statements about the truth. Truth. You know the 10 Commandments?
Yes.
You can recite any of those?
Thou shalt not kill.
Okay. So, you know, the 10 Commandments are the absolute principle for not only the Jewish people, Christians, and not even regular people. That's kind of a common sense. Please read.
Since the Jews didn't respect Moses' words and they behaved as they wished, God had to give them the 10 Commandments, which eventually made them perish. You should know that. After God set the commandments, God could not directly lead them.
So, the 10 Commandments made them perish. Have you heard this? You have to change your concept about the truth. You think, oh, we have to learn the truth. We need to practice the truth. No. Father here said, if they followed Moses, they didn't have to have the 10 Commandments. Before I go further, please have a discussion on what it means. Please. Okay, one more. Before you have a discussion, one more. Let's read. Not only the 10 Commandments, but also the divine principle. Please read.
If Christians had not rejected but followed me, I would not have had to teach them the principle. I could have taught that after they went through the course.
As of now, you studied the divine principle. Your parent maybe advise you to study the divine principle. Or you say divine principle, you need to believe, right? Okay. But that's something to understand anyhow. So not only the 10 Commandments, but also the divine principle, he sounds like the same thing, same way. Okay, so please think and share what you think on these two important comments about the 10 Commandments and the divine principle. Please share.
You're one with the views.
Yeah.
You learn just by. The principles will help you. You already follow. You're one with the Immediately one with them.
It's like people learning the Bible, they only have the Bible.
Word and sound is important. Like you don't follow their laws and instruments while they're alive. I think it's because the word is the disciples of the nation of God and following the that's why we like the word. Because Christians told us that's why you have to hear. We would be there with Moses. They were not just following the living word. But no, something else. What do you think about this? Church members. That's just a thought.
They were one.
I'm not going to be a part of me.
Need, not need the truth.
We're going to forecast.
They were given
Last two quotes about, and also about true father was the spirit world.
He said, "Can I feel something off?"
Yeah, that's a good term.
Okay, 자,
The God's
what is common in these two? You know, one is about the Ten Commandments, another one is about the principle. What is in common?
They were both written after the disciples or the followers didn't follow the same prayer.
Yeah, that's true, but in this context, what is common? Anyone?
Follow.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they were one with Moses, Father said, Ten Commandments were not necessary. If Christianity accepted true parent, true father, he didn't have to reveal the divine principle. Do you remember the last chapter of the principle? What is that?
Communication like all language.
Language, that's true. That's the part of the last chapter.
It said that the language wasn't finished yet.
Huh?
It's not, right? It's not finished.
Wow, GPS student!
Second Advent.
Yes! The conclusion of the principle is the second commandment has come. You know, if you ask, what did you learn by studying the divine principle? Don't say the principle of creation or the fall or the restoration. No. It testifies he has come. Why he wrote that book? He published that book. People didn't accept him. He has to testify himself. That's why I'm going to give you the answer later. When he went to the spirit world for 43 days, both Christians in both South and North Korea rejected him. He has to testify himself with the truth. Here I am. That's why he needed to go to the spirit world to confirm what he found out. There's a terminology in the divine principle, dispensation to start. In Moses, at Moses' time, miracles. God showed miracles. Jesus' time, he showed miracles. Now you know why miracles were necessary. Why? Why?
Dispensation will start.
Huh? Yeah, dispensation start. Why miracles were necessary?
People didn't believe at the beginning.
Yes, then people came to believe. Moses, oh, it's a central figure. Jesus is the Messiah. Please read.
At Jesus' coming, God conducted the dispensation to start through miracles and signs. But at Christ's second advent, God will conduct the dispensation to start based on the Word.
If you just read this sentence, you don't feel any negative connotation. But actually, if you understand from this perspective, the principle became necessary because they didn't accept true Father. For example, you know, let's say like this. We're gonna have lecture. You know, we have lecture in the afternoon at 3 p.m. Then let's say some of them always late. You know, try to have everyone at 3 p.m. We're gonna make a rule. Those who come late have to do this, have to do that. Another rule. And still they don't come. Then we're gonna have some fine for them. And they didn't follow yet. So another rule, another rule. If you are fine, I mean, just come by 3 p.m. We don't have any other rule. So, you know, further went the spirit world. After both South and North Christianity didn't accept true Father. Truth was not necessary. What does it mean? Yes, by understanding the truth, by doing the hundoke, I would say you become smarter to distinguish good and bad. Right? Smarter. But it doesn't guarantee your spiritual growth. Growth in love, loving people. You get smarter by understanding the truth. That being said, if you are asked, what is eternal truth? Original text of the principle, which was published in 1952. Worldly Heron, which was published in 1954, 57, sorry. The Divine Principle, which we are studying now, which was published in 1966, Invocation Thought, Invocation Theology, or Father's Words, or Mother's Words. What is the eternal truth? What do you think? You want to say something? Wow, please give her a big hand. Can you explain a little bit?
Is to parent, or I said it's to parents. I think maybe we heard from a different lecture. I forgot, but they're like the living truth. You shouldn't seek, like I said, going back to the words, but mostly since two mothers still here alive, like she's like the living truth.
Yeah, good. So she gave us the answer. You know, let's say eternal. God logos. Academically, logos is like a plan. God's plan is eternal. You could say that. But mother replaced God's dream, logos with dream. She always emphasized God's dream, God's dream, God's dream. But dream is eternal, could be eternal, but not substantiated yet. Say God has a dream of making a good cheesecake. You know, Uncle Ted's cheesecake? You've heard that? You don't know some? You know, right? Yeah. Very famous. That's $8 or so. Very good. Japanese way, Japanese style. Say there's a Uncle Ted's cheesecake and recipe. Recipe is the truth because anyone can follow it, follow the content, and you can make the same cake. But recipe can be changeable, not eternal. In this context, what is the eternal truth? In this context, baker, right? Right? Baker can make sweeter one, less sweeter one, or cheesecake, or fruit cake, whatever he or she wants. In this context, even true mother's words, I would say linguistic truth is changeable. For example, mother said in her autobiography, Father has only begotten Son. From the perspective of the truth, perspective of the mission. But always in private settings, she said, no, he is not the only begotten Son. He is the returning Lord through his marriage with me. Today she could say to you, be confident. Tomorrow she would say, don't be confident. Correct? Father, for a long time, educated the first gen. The divine principle. Our words are the absolute. Trust, follow, and substantiate them. But before he passed away, he wanted to teach something more essential. He said, the world is relative. Relative. Jesus said, I will return soon. He didn't for 2,000 years. Okay? I'm not saying don't do fundoku every day. I'm not saying that. You get smarter, at least. So, in this text, what is eternal truth? True parents. Then someone challenged me. But Dr. Kambashi, love your enemy. This is eternal truth. This is not changeable. If you are challenged that way, how do you respond?
True parents love their enemies.
Yeah. What does it mean? What does it mean? Yes, this is eternal truth. But Jesus could explain, love your enemy more. Linguistically, you can say anything. The important thing is, there is Jesus who could say that. Be focused not on what he said, but he himself. If you focused on what he said, oh, this is the truth, I want to practice it, you will never be able to do that unless you are one with Jesus. You understand? So this is, this is truth, but you should be focused not on what he said, but he himself. The only begotten Son, the only begotten daughter, and Father who are one with Jesus are the eternal truth. Have you heard this OSDP? Maybe not. No, very nice. From 2018, the original substance of the divine principle workshop. All the first gen was supposed to join it. Ask your parents, did you participate? Maybe 80% of parents said yes. Then your next question should be, what is the OSDP? Then most of them would say, we learned more detailed content about the divine principle. Wrong. What Father wanted to say was, through this workshop is, you know what? You have studied words, thinking this is absolute. But you know what? Actually, you have to be one with not the divine principle, but the original substance, who are Christ, true parents. Then another question, but scientific truth should exist even before true parents, right? Then how can they say we are the origin of the principle? Not only religious truth, but there are also scientific truth. You know what I mean? Oh, you don't follow? It's hard, this kind? You don't understand? Okay, if you don't understand, raise your hand.
I understand why.
Okay, I said, they are the origin of the principle. Not only divine principle. Then there is scientific principle, right? For example, this is scientific principle. This principle exists even before true parents, correct? Then how can they say we are the origin of the principle? This is an urban question. So when they say we are the origin of the principle, there is one important connotation. For example, this, God has logos, which consists of mathematical nature and vision. Simply put, plan and the mathematical principle. But you remember, invisible creator has attribute. Everything is potential, latent, obscure, God of night. Even God can distinguish his principle, plan. Everything is obscure. On the other hand, in human world, through science, scientific mathematical is clarified clearly. And through religions, internal truth has been clarified. What does it mean? Obscure attribute, plan, and the mathematical nature in God can be clarified only through human beings. Right? Of course, Father is not the person who clarifies all scientific truth. This has been clarified throughout history. I'm talking about this one. Even God had plan and vision without having perfected human beings. This cannot be clarified. That's why when Father said we are the origin of the principle, which means the importance of substance. Remember, God was invisible. Invisible, nothing is clear. God of night. So through true parent, especially this part, God's vision has been clarified, which is God wanted to become parent of all humanity. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes.
I hope so. In Japan, by the way, Japan is not a Christian country. And there is a huge library, National Diet Library in Tokyo. And at the entrance, there is a sentence modified from the Bible, modified from what Jesus said in the Bible, in Japanese and Greek. 真理が我々を自由にする. If I translate this in English, the truth will set me free. Actually, Jesus said, set you free. It doesn't matter, me or you. The truth will set me free. This is egregious, wrong, crime, I would say. Why? I said, Japan is not a Christian country. Okay? So, before they enter the library, they read this. The truth will set me free. Then, guess what they try to do after they enter the library?
They're trying to search for the truth in the Bible.
Try to read a lot. Read. Getting knowledge to set them free. This is evil. Why? Yes, Jesus said, the truth will set you free. But non-Christian Japan just took this part, neglecting the rest. Please read.
I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
Reading the Bible, studying the divine principle, understand the true parent theology, they are just a method. Through that, what do you have to do? Be one with the only begotten Son, who is an only begotten God, who are the origin of life, love, and lineage. So at the library, they just mentioned this. This is a crime. They are misleading people. And they just try to read hard. Right? According to Google, there are 45,000 Christian denominations. And in the past, I thought, because they don't know the principle, because they don't know the fall, because they don't know the restoration and the principle of the restoration. That's what I thought. But look at us. We also have a denomination at H3, H4. I thought that would never happen to us because we have enough truth. Why then they had so many denominations? Simple. They interpreted the Bible this way, that way, without being focused on Jesus. By the same token, why H3, H4 walked away from heavenly tradition? They were not focused on true parents, interpreting their words as their own, as they wish. Okay? So, who are the eternal truth? And we should be so. if we are embodying the heart of Heavenly Parent, we must be the origin of the truth. And this is not my idea. Jesus said, please read.
You study the scriptures diligently because you think that in them you have eternal life. These are the very scriptures that testify about me.
Jesus said, right? Don't stick to the logic or try to just understanding the meaning of the biblical words. As I said, that's a letter from the parent to the orphans at the orphanage, through which you understand, oh, we have parents, where they are, what kind of person they are. But once you understand they are here with us, set the letter aside, take the hands of parents, leave the orphanage, and begin living together with them. Please read.
Jesus did not say that his word was the truth, but that he himself was the way, the truth, and the life. This is because his words were only a means of expressing himself as the truth.
Mother could say, be confident. Next day she could say, don't be confident. The most important thing is be one with mother. And the interpretation of principle has a more direct expression about this concept. Please read.
Absoluteness of Christ and the relativeness of the word.
And mother, as the person from heaven, expressed this the simplest way.
The truth is two parents.
So, but many members, they think, oh yes, but they don't know what she means. She means this. She means this. She means this. Have you, Fyodor Dostoevsky from Russia? He was a famous author before the Russian Revolution, gave great impact in the world. And he said, please read.
Even if there were a fact that the truth is outside of Christ, I would rather remain with Christ.
Great statement. He didn't mean, I don't care what he is. No. What he means here is, I want to be focused on Christ himself, not what he said. This is a true Christian. And then, those who studied a lot, so-called scholars, they say his idea of Christianity, oh, this is mysticism. What is mysticism? I checked with the dictionary. Please read.
Pursuit or experience of direct communion with a divine or ultimate reality through contemplation, meditation, or spiritual insight.
What is the problem of this scholastic definition? Oh, he is just following mysticism. When they categorize this type of understanding as mysticism, problem is they are neglecting his real experience is Christ. Just categorizing, that's it. Fortunately, Father, as a genius and who were really one with Jesus, linguistically, verbally explained the significance of being one with Christ in the divine principle. We read already 3 times, but I'm going to read this again. Please read.
When we unite with Jesus in a perfect reciprocal relationship, we can recover our original nature of creation. Then we can also come to have a give and take relationship with God and become one with Him.
Clear. He just explained what he went through. That's why
This is how Jesus serves as the mediator for fallen people. He is our way, truth, and life.
Father was true Christian. Father knew the value of Jesus. That's why, as I explained yesterday, mother was straightforward. Just told people, I am the only begotten daughter. She didn't need other explanation. Like orphans in front of us. No other letters. It's necessary. I am here. Be one with me. By the way, I translated what mother said here in English. Okay, the yellow part, please read.
2,000 years ago, what was God's intention in sending his only begotten Son, Jesus? Why did Jesus say, I will come again? What does the marriage supper of the Lamb signify? Who is the only begotten daughter, the bride of heaven awaited by Jesus, making her first appearance in human history? Okay, the white part of the announcement, please. Jesus was crucified at the age of 33. Throughout his 33-year life, he sought to save humanity, but ultimately he was crucified by the ignorant Israelites who did not recognize him. However, Jesus promised his second coming. In the Bible, there is a passage stating that when the Lord comes again on the last day, he will hold the marriage supper of the Lamb. This feast is a sacred blessing ceremony where the lost only begotten son and only begotten daughter are united as bride and groom to become true parents. Only the only begotten daughter prepared by God could attend the marriage supper of the Lamb, becoming the mother of the universe and the mother of peace. When Jesus returns, the first thing he will do is to search for his bride. Amidst the ongoing providential history of God for the salvation of humanity, I have come to this earth after 6,000 years.
What else you need? What else you need? What else? What kind of truth, so-called truth, you need more? She said, here I am. I'm the only begotten daughter. First coming. So if you understand this, you are really with amazing person, providential, historical person, and you were born in that tradition. I don't know how much you understand it. For the first gen, maybe some of you, if not all, we have been thinking about substantiation of the truth. We need to learn the truth. We need to substantiate the truth so that we can become better person. But father and mother said, no. We are the origin of the truth. So now we need to clearly understand these two opposite concepts. All right? Fortunately, Father explained clearly. Please read.
Nobody couldn't have the heart of God, personality based on such heart, and become the owner of the truth from such truth body. In the restoration, one must go the opposite way. Firstly, it is to find the truth, then to have the personality that fits such truth. It must connect God's love to such personality where God can reside. That's why human history has been a history where people try to find the truth in the first place.
Jesus and Mother, being one with God, embody God's heart. They just substantiate that heart and then express such life with their words. So for them, heart, substance, and words. This is original status. Original status. Us, for the fallen people who has no heart of heaven, we need to start by understanding the truth. Here. We need to learn the truth, trying to substantiate them while reaching the heart, the root of the substance. Father went exactly this course and being one with Jesus. That's why he could explain both. Mother, on the other hand, she started from here. And in her growing period, she became perfect. So she always saying this way. She has no clue about this way. Sorry to say. This is a different. That's why when she says this, please read.
I was born and grew as heavenly parents daughter. This is why, even if no one taught me the principle, I knew heaven's providence.
So she said, I know everything. But some first gen said, really? You know, that person, like me, started this course, right? So he's saying, oh, true mother knew everything. She knew the parallels of history when she was 17 years old. What? Parallels of history just testify the returning Lord. That was necessary for fallen people. When she said, I knew everything, she's saying this one, original life. Okay? In 2017, Mother emphasized, draw your kingdom of heaven. Oh, scary question. Why? I can do that now. I'll give you a sheet of paper. Why? Through your drawing, I can tell how much kingdom of heaven you build up within. When Mother started asking this question, many members draw champion type drawing, mountain and trees and the lake and flowers. And one time Mother asked a leader, what kind of flower is this? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does she mean? Many members, when they were asked to draw your kingdom of heaven, she said, though, they just try to draw imaginary thing. And when she asked, what kind of flower is this? That person couldn't answer because he was just imagining. She said, draw your kingdom of heaven. Do you remember what Jesus said? Kingdom of heaven is
Something we must create.
within you. Right? Within you. Why he said that? When you are one with God, God is here. You become peaceful. And then you seek for peaceful world. That's a natural outcome. So when she asked this question, maybe she got frustrated with the result of the drawing. She gave us some explanation. Please read.
The joy that comes from the heart must be expressed through the body. To express, you can do it with a dance, a song, or a painting.
So internal. We fallen people start to have understanding the truth, substantiate the truth, trying to reach heavenly heart. But she's talking this way. Okay? So, for example, this. Starting from heart, substantiation, and words. Words are just expressing who they are. So it could be words, keep dancing, right? Song, painting. So she wanted to see your kingdom of heaven by seeing your painting, drawing. But without having this, members just was drawing imaginary scene. So Mother stopped asking this question. She stopped. Maybe she realized our level. Father, as he explained this way really well, he went this way, becoming one with Jesus. So he knows both. That's why his explanation is so clear. Please read.
The issue after the fall is which comes first, truth or substance? Since the substance was lost, God conducted through the truth the providence of salvation, which is the providence of restoration.
Now, next statement is so deep, I don't know if you can catch it.
The creation by the word comes only after the fall.
Okay? Christianity believes the world existed from the beginning. Right? Anyhow, in 1965, 1 year prior to the publication of the Divine Principle, Father visited 40 countries as the First World Tour to choose 120 holy grounds. Second to Korea, Japan enjoyed the biggest membership there, and Father could speak Japanese. So the Father spoke a lot to Japanese members. Remember, this is 1 year before the publication of the Divine Principle. And Japanese members were not Christian, most of them. But Father, before the publication of the Divine Principle, Father taught them this order. Not the word, substance, heart. You should start from heart, become substantiating heart, and express such substance with words. Difficult, huh? But it's so important. Otherwise, you have wrong life of faith. So even Japanese back then didn't know the content of Divine Principle. He wanted to teach that. Please read.
We evangelize everyone with the word, and we lead people to the world of heart. We need the word, and we need a substance that God can recognize. After that, it is necessary to become perfect, centering on heart. When we think about in what kind of place we should meet God, those who want to meet God must have the truth. They must have the truth that can lead them to the goal that God desires. There must be a person who is one with the truth and can stand in the truth. Therefore, God seeks such a person who is perfected through the Word. Where you truly meet God, you must have the heart that God desires. Therefore, the matter of truth, substance, and heart. With these three conditions, we can meet God.
This is exactly what Father went through, so he could explain clearly. And Father said, maybe not this, we pass this. Please read.
The Messiah will come to fully connect God's heart to the earth.
He experienced it through Jesus, and as a returning Lord, he wanted to connect the fallen people to heavenly heart. He embodied. So, when we study their words, don't just stuck in the logic or trying to understand the meaning. We need to go directly to their substance and their heart. That is the purpose of Hundoke. Please read.
Your rebirth with the words is not what I want to see. Obtaining better personality is not what I want to see either. You should be reborn in heart.
Please read again.
Your rebirth with the words is not what I want to see. Obtaining better personality is not what I want to see either. You should be reborn in heart.
So, those who start from doing the Hundoke maybe cannot reach this level. How we can start from heart? Trying to be one with God in heart, daily life basis. Then you can start to, no, come from here. From here. Then, what do you need? What do you need? Hundoke book? Yes, you need Hundoke book if your life would start always here. If you try to start from your heart, heavenly heart, be one with God, you don't need books. What do you need? Heavenly parent. That's why Mother said here, please read.
The textbook of Cheongguk era is Heavenly Parent.
So deep. If we hear that, okay, But when she said this, she means don't start here, from here. Don't just reading words and try to substantiate and turn better people, person. No. Start from your heavenly heart. How? Being one with God in heart. That's why she said this. See? Mother's word is so deep, we don't get it. With this explanation of Father, if this explanation, or especially this long one, we go back this. Father went through this one. Father knows and explained clearly because he went through. By understanding this logic, we understand what she means here. Right? We need to live like mother. Start from heart, action, and words. What do you mean? What do I mean? Follow your inner voice. If you neglect your inner voice, or if you cannot hear your inner voice, that means you cannot hear God. If you neglect your inner voice and pray hard at John Shimon, doesn't make sense. God is there. God is telling you, and neglecting God and trying to God in another way. That's why Father said, be sensitive to your emotions. That's the best way to get close to God's heart. Please read. Here, words, action, emotions. In the words, substance, and heart. Yeah, please read.
In that case, what is the crucial factor for determining good and evil? It is our words, actions, and emotions. What should always be our concern? It is to correct our emotions, control our emotions, and value our emotions. We must have a special attitude towards all the emotions we experience. However, each person has their own individual standards because of their different temperaments. Therefore, while feeling my heart should be like this, I feel comfortable in such situations, we need to pioneer the path that brings joy to our hearts as much as possible. You cannot afford to feel uncomfortable. The time to do that is the time to die. Therefore, each of you should have your own standards centered around your temperaments, saying, my heart is not at ease unless I am like this. You need to live according to those standards.
This is exactly what Father did, trying to listen to his inner voice, God's voice. Mother doesn't explain this way because she had direct engagement with God in her growing period and becoming one with God. Okay, let's have a 10-minute break, and 5 after 4, we start, continue. Please take a rest in 10 minutes. Okay, thank you.
They're already. Oh, there's no